Hey guys, welcome to another video. It's been a while since I made a video and I'll be giving you a channel update soon to let you know what's been going on, but today I want to talk about a new upcoming game called Mortal Online 2. Mortal Online 2 is an ambitious upcoming FPS MMORPG where thousands of players will all share the same world and play together on one huge server. It's a game unlike most others in that it's a fully fledged MMORPG that's aimed at players who want a hardcore sandbox experience set in medieval times. It features a beautiful, massive open world sandbox where you can do pretty much anything you want. Even though it's an MMORPG, it has proximity-based voice chat, just like in Rust or other survival games, including New World, which is another big MMO coming out soon. It's got full loop PvP, so if you die or kill another player, all items will drop and they can be picked up by anyone else. It also has a huge list of planned features, including local banking, player-built housing that's out there in the world and persistent, keeps and cities for larger groups of players like clans, and an in-depth crafting system, animal taming system with horses you can ride, and a whole lot more. Being a true open-world sandbox MMORPG, it's definitely a game that caters towards people who understand what death means in this kind of game and can accept it. If you die, you lose everything you had on you, and that one game mechanic instantly turns off many people. But at the same time, I feel it makes you think twice about your actions, like deciding to go traveling alone from town to town with valuable items, which makes it more fun and introduces an element of risk versus reward, which I think is lacking in many games today, especially MMORPGs. It also means the game won't be holding your hand as you go through it. There will be a decent tutorial to help new players out, and you'll start on a safe island while you go through it and learn the basics of the game before taking your first step onto the mainland. But there isn't an in-game map you can just open by pressing M on your keyboard or anything like that. There aren't any quests, and you really just need to fend for yourself in this game. Hunting animals and killing enemy NPCs will get you some loot, but going out into the open world and gathering resources is another good option. You can do this through a variety of ways, including skinning animals you hunt, chopping down trees, mining rocks, fishing, and more. But there's another way, and this is where it gets really interesting. It's what really distinguishes this game from most others. You could decide to just kill people doing those things and take their stuff. As you can imagine, that could be risky in itself. You could lose your armor or weapon and be killed by someone else, especially if you are trying to attack someone who has a few friends nearby gathering as well. This is what makes this game a sandbox. You can choose whether you want to go out and try to kill people or go out and try to gather, but whatever happens, you gotta make sure that you will be safe, either by going together in numbers or making sure you have some decent armor and a decent weapon to defend yourself or attack. Both friends and enemies will be made, and people will stab each other in the back as well. Wars will be fought between clans, and cities will be taken down, houses will be burned and destroyed. This is what the game is about. It's a true sandbox where everything you do has consequences, and that's what makes it fun, the risk versus reward. One thing to keep in mind is that every city has its own bank, and whatever you put into that bank is only there in that city. So if you want to move stuff from one city to another, you have to physically take it and travel to the other city, and that's where people might be waiting for you to try and kill you as you walk along whatever path or road you take. This makes it fun because the people who want to PvP and kill you and try to take it have something that they can try and do. And while you might not like that, you can always hire people or bring some friends with you to protect you while you travel. And that really is what makes this kind of game special. There is a reason to go out and PvP, and there's a reason to hire mercenaries to protect you. There's a reason to do everything that you need to do in the game. And there are consequences whether you are just someone who wants to do PvE or PvP. There's something for everyone. Now, like I said, a lot of people won't like that, and that's fine, but this is what brings a whole new level of immersion or excitement to the game. If you're out there alone, mining some rocks, minding your own business, and you hear some footsteps behind you, you're gonna feel something you won't feel from playing most games. You're gonna feel scared, alert. Your adrenaline will get pumping. You're gonna turn around and look at who might be there, stalking you, getting ready to kill you, to take everything you've been gathering over the last half an hour. You better hope you have a decent weapon and some armor to defend yourself with. Maybe next time you'll bring a friend or two, or hire some mercenaries to guard you while you go out to gather materials next time, or start building your house. Only a true sandbox can give you this kind of experience, and that's exactly what Mortal Online 2 plans to deliver. If you're watching this video, you might know of a few similar games that came out before this and didn't really turn out too well. The two I knew of were the original Mortal Online and Darkfall Online. Darkfall Online came out in 2009 and was similar to this and a brilliant game in many aspects, and though it had many issues and eventually got shut down, several other companies took over and rebooted it. It's now known as Rise of Agon and is still being played today by some people. It's a pretty old game now and it shows in the graphics, but the mechanics are what keeps people playing. I don't know how many people are playing it daily, but I'm willing to guess it's in the hundreds. The original Mortal Online came out in 2010 and was also a great game, but again it had a lot of issues. Its development continued throughout and it didn't get shut down, but eventually the developers began working on Mortal Online 2, which is a complete reboot built from the ground up. The team developing Mortal Online 2 is mostly the same team that developed the first game, and their goals haven't changed, which is a very good sign. The developers of Mortal Online 2, Starvolt, are based in Sweden, and they've learned a lot from their past experiences in the development of the original Mortal Online. From what they've said in recent interviews, it really looks like they're working hard to bring the original vision to life more successfully than they ever did with the first game. The first game had a small but strong, tight-knit community of passionate players who loved the game, but especially now it's dated and many of the problems the game had are still there. Thankfully, it really does look like the developers are listening to their community and trying to develop the best possible game they can. A lot of work has been going into polishing every new feature as it comes out before moving on to the next, with combat being a main priority at this time. The developers want Mortal Online 2 to succeed and have a massive player base compared to the original Mortal Online game, and are trying to make it more friendly and accessible to newcomers while retaining the hardcore sandbox elements the game is fundamentally based around. This may truly be one of the best hardcore sandbox MMOs to come out in a long time. Mortal Online 2 is being built from the ground up with beautiful graphics using Unreal Engine 4. This means it will be much easier to develop the game and implementing new features will be much faster than before. Having tried the alpha myself, I can confirm that it actually runs pretty well, and I was surprised, and that the world is truly immersive. At its current stage in development, being the combat alpha, there's not really much to do except for fight or explore the world. You can get access by donating about $39 through their website, but if you're looking for a fully fledged playable game, that's not what this really is right now. It's still a great game in development, and it's easy to see once you step foot into its world and think of the possibilities as features are added. It's definitely a game to keep an eye on, and I'll be letting you know more as time goes on and its development progresses. The game is being worked on by around 30 people and plans on going into beta by the end of this year, with a free stress test coming up soon. So if you want to try out the game to see what it's like in its current state for free, I'd recommend heading to their website and signing up for the free beta. That's all for this video guys, I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, leave a like and subscribe for more content. I'd like to know your thoughts and whether you agree or are excited for this game, and whether you've played Darkfall or Mortal Online before. So leave a comment below and let me know what you think, and I hope you guys are as excited as I am for this game, and I'm looking forward to playing it and creating more content for it as it develops. So I'll see you guys in the next one.